let's get started with the practical sessions on under overhead cost control. I have given you the material with regards to overhead cost control. So under the material, problems, right? Problem number 1, please ignore problem number 1. We don't have that type of problem for your syllabus. So start with the second problem. So whatever I am going to explain in this particular video is with regards to your second problem. Class, please make sure that you are in the second problem. X Limited has 3 production departments and 4 service departments. The expenses for these departments as per primary distribution summary are as follows. So therefore, a particular company has got how many production departments? 3 production departments, and they have also got 4 service departments. See, service departments are there in a particular organization to render its service to the production department. So therefore, the service department expenses has to be absorbed by the production department. So therefore, we are going to have the primary distribution summary as well as secondary distribution summary for this apportionment and reapportionment. So production departments are 3. One is A, B and C. So A has got 30,000, B has got 26,000, C has got 24,000. Then we have 4 service departments. So stores has incurred 4,000 rupees, timekeeping and accounts department 3,000, power 1,600, canteen 1,000 rupees. So the following information is available with respect to production department. So department A, B and C have got the expenses in the following ratio. So please make sure in all the problems, whatever the tables that you are seeing in your problems is for basis of apportionment. There immediately you are going to calculate ratios. Okay. So horsepower of machine, department A has incurred 300, department B 300 and department C 200. If you convert this into ratio, 3:2. Next, number of workers, 20, 15 and 15. So again, if you convert this into ratio, it would be 4:3:3. Then value of stores requisition, that would be 2,500, 1,500 and 1,000. So again, the ratio would be 5:3:2. So what I am going to suggest you is take a pencil with you. As soon as you go through the problem, go to the table. In the table, immediately find out the ratio for every expense, row wise, so that it will be helpful for you for the basis of apportionment. Please take pencil, go to the table in the problem, find out the ratios for every expense row wise. After that, you start calculating for the problem. Apportion the costs of service department over the production department. So whatever the service department has rendered its service and has got incurred with its expense, it has to be allocated to the production department. That is our job in this particular problem. So first and foremost, you're going to write the heading as apportionment of solution, apportionment of costs of service department to production department. So I hope you don't mind with my short forms. Apportionment of cost of service department to production department. So that is what we have been asked to do. So the columns would be items of overheads, basis of apportionment, total, ratio. So we are going to allocate service department overheads to production department. So therefore, we are going to have only production departments in our calculation. Production department. Items of overhead, basis of apportionment, total, that is the amount column, then ratio, that would be calculated with the help of table that you have in your problem. Ratio, then production department. Under production department, how many departments we have in this problem? 3 departments. So what are those? A, B and C. So first item, so immediately don't start with the apportionment. First write the expenses of the production department. So what is the expenses of production department? So you term it as cost as per primary distribution. Cost as per primary distribution. Cost as per primary distribution. So they have already given us. So for department A, it is 30,000, right? For department B, 26,000. For department C, 24,000. So what would be the total? The total would be 80,000. So this column is for the total of these 3 columns. Next, we are going to apportion the service department expenses to production department. So therefore, cost of service department, next, cost of service department to production department. So first, you are going to write the production department's expenses as it is. So how many production departments we have? We have got 3 production departments, A, B and C. And they have been incurred with 30,000, 26,000 and 24,000 respectively with respect to their expenses. So that has been written as cost as per primary distribution. Next we have cost of service department to production department. So under that, if you have seen in this problem, how many service departments? 4 service departments. So you can immediately write here, what are they? First and foremost, you have stores, right? So stores, what is the total amount? The total amount is 4,000. And they have given us in the next part of the problem, horsepower of machine, number of workers and value of stores requisition. So stores department is going to relate its expenses to value of stores requisition. In your theory part of the chapter, you have something called as basis of apportionment. So this basis of apportionment is what we are going to have for the entire practical sessions. So this part of your theory notes is very, very important for your practical aspect. Next, in the stores department, you have 4,000 as your total expense. So 4,000, and you are going to apportion it on the basis of the value of stores requisition. So the basis of apportionment will be value of stores requisition. So you can directly copy paste the same sentence, value of stores requisition, and the ratio would be 5:3:2. So if you apportion this 4,000 with this ratio, how would you do? It's a simple mathematics. So where 4,000 into 5 divided by 10. What is 5 plus 3 plus 2? It is 10, right? So 4,000 into 5 divided by 10. So whatever the amount that you get would be apportioned or distributed to production department A, 2,000. So what is apportionment? It's just like we find out the ratio and we allocate based on the ratio that we have found out. So 4,000 has to be distributed to production department in the ratio of 5. Among 5:3:2. So therefore 4,000 into 5 divided by 10, 2,000. And please make sure whatever the value of stores that you have got here, 5:3:2 is the ratio that you have taken from the table that is given in your problem. So 2,000 Next, 4000 into 3 divided by 10, it would be 1200. Then 4000 into 2 divided by 10, it would be 800. So now we have apportioned the service department, that is stores department expenses, to production department A, B and C. So next we have got the next service department, that is timekeeping and accounts. Timekeeping and accounts. So timekeeping and accounts, basically this is done by the human resources, isn't it? Timekeeping and accounts. So again, if it is human resource, look into your table, number of workers. So time and accounts, timekeeping and accounts will be apportioned on the basis of number of workers. And we have already found out the ratio for number of workers, that is 4:3:3. 4:3:3. So, and the basis of apportionment would be number of workers. And what is the total expenses of timekeeping and accounts department? 3000. So, if you calculate 3000, how will you calculate the apportionment? 3000 into 4 divided by 4 plus 3 plus 3 is 10. So, 3000 into 4 divided by 10 would be 1200. Again 3000 into 3 divided by 10 would be 900. Again 3000 into 3 divided by 10 would be 900. So basically we have apportioned this 3000 in 4:3:3 ratio. Next we have power. So power would be apportioned on the basis of horsepower of machine, because machine is going to consume the power. So horsepower of machine has got the ratio. We have already calculated 3:2. 3:2. 3:2. And on what basis we are going to apportion? Horsepower of machine. And what would be the total expenses of power? The total expenses of power is 1600. Now how would I allocate this 1600? So into 3 divided by 8. So how much will be the answer? The answer would be 600. Again 600. Then it would be 400. So 3 divided by 8. 3 divided by 8. 2 divided by 8. Next service department is canteen. So canteen, again the canteen expenses would be dependent on number of workers, because canteen cannot have too much of power consumption, or it can also not be connected with stores requisition, isn't it? So it would be connected with number of workers. So canteen expenses, the basis of apportionment would be number of workers. So we have already found out the ratio for number of workers. So what is the ratio? It is 4:3:3. And what is the total canteen expense? It is 1000 rupees. So if it is 1000, obviously it would be 400, 300 and 300. Right? 1000 into 4 divided by 10, 1000 into 3 divided by 10, 1000 into 3 divided by 10. So with this we have apportioned, that is we have distributed the 4 service department expenses to 3 production departments on a particular basis, that is nothing but on a ratio basis, but this ratio has got a logical end. So that is, if you have stores department, it would be on the basis of value of stores requisition, timekeeping department, number of workers, power, horsepower of machine, canteen, number of workers. See, if you have to go for the basis of apportionment, you are going to look up to the table that is given in your problem. Again, if you have to calculate the ratio, again you have to look up to the same table and calculate the ratios. So after the calculation, the next step that you are going to do is totaling the entire, all the columns. So total all the columns. So that is nothing but amount columns. So it would be 89,600, and for A it would be 34,200, for B 29,000, and for C 26,400. Okay, so this is your first problem. So this is the basic methodology. First, write items of expenses, items of overheads, then write basis of apportionment. And please make sure that whenever you write basis of apportionment, look up to the table that is provided in your column. Then next, total. Total is nothing but the total of all your rows. Next, ratio. Ratio again you are going to calculate in that particular table. After that, first you are writing the cost as per production department. Next, write all the service departments and its expenses. Then apportion it with a logical sense. Then you would be totaling all the columns, only amount columns. Then you would be doing apportionment of service departments to 3 production departments. See, before distribution it was just 30,000, 26,000 and 24,000. But after the service department expenses are included, production department A has got 34,200, B has got 29,000 and C has got 26,400. And all this apportionment that we have done is on the basis of the ratios. So with this we are done with the second problem. So after second problem, please don't give any gap. Go through your third problem. Your third problem is just similar to your second problem, and it will be an assignment problem for you. If you go through the second problem, third problem would be definitely a cakewalk for you. Next, fourth problem. So under fourth problem, again it is going to be a similar one. So with this we have done the basic problem, that is apportionment of the service department expenses to production department. With this we are done with the second problem, and you are going to do the third problem by yourself. Now in my next video I am going to solve fourth problem. So please go through the fourth problem. Before that, you make sure that you are going through the basis of apportionment table, which is given in the theory part of this particular chapter. Thank you.